why might small caps be more at risk of trade than many expect? They've seen quite a nice performance, especially relative to the S&P so far, especially in the last few months.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the outperformance we saw is a couple things. One, we saw a rotation out of emerging markets really over the past several months, and a lot of that we think has propelled small cap stocks as investors look at, where are safe havens within equity markets. So if you look at the headline arguments, which are smaller caps are more domestically focused, I think that is fairly straightforward. But what we look at is really the impact to profitability. So EBITDA margins are lower for smaller companies, and when you do the math in terms of the impacts that inflation potentially has on corporate profit margins, they just can't absorb it as easily.
I think a lot of people look at large caps as being particularly susceptible because of their international sales. Is small cap more of a supply chain issue for these types of companies, and what would you recommend investors look for as they try and figure out where there's opportunity amid the trade war and where there's potential risks and red flags that may not readily be available?
I think, within small cap, honestly, the market has digested the news fairly well. Smaller companies, if you're comparing them to their larger counterparts, have narrower supply chains, so the impacts can be more difficult to navigate if you're thinking about shifting around production, sourcing differently. A lot of larger companies can just have the resources, but also a number of locations to move more easily to navigate what are uncertain waters on the trade and tariff front. I think what we've seen, however, has been a bifurcation in valuations across the market. So a lot of these issues on the trade front, I think, have really driven and continued to propel momentum stocks to outperform, and that's really what's been driving the market, as performance has been fairly narrow for the past several months.
Hey traders, did you like that video? There's more where that came from. Scroll down and click on the links to the right of your screen. We publish new videos and commentaries from our experts every day. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter @Trading Nation.